Hey everyone!
Hello and welcome once again to Wicked Game. Um, I'm shitting it today. You know what's really
Immediately derails himself. Tom went, "Can I do this
Can you
time?"
say ADHD?
you know what's you know what's really funny. I've got a point about that as well. Funnily enough, you know what's really funny. I was actually going to say that this one was going to be fairly PG. It's not anymore. Um, Welcome everyone to Wicked Game. God, I'm nervous. Tonight, I am both delighted and terrified to announce a departure from our form as we delve into a new gaming system for all of us, kids on bikes, which is super fucking exciting. I will be your ever-present and mostly benevolent GM, and the rest of the cast will be doffing their age-addled skin and returning to a time gone by, back to childhood, baby. Where the line between imagination and reality was never quite as strict as it is for us today. Can you tell I've written something for this shit?
You're prepared, Tom. I love it.
Here at Wicked Game, you know us for high fantasy adventures and sci-fi escapades, spell-slinging sorcerers and battle-ready barbarians. If you are looking for these things tonight, then I'm afraid to say that you may be somewhat disappointed, but don't leave just yet, as you may just find that, though somewhat closer to home, adventure can come in all shapes and sizes. Mm-hmm. um, so yeah, the sort of the dice and the mechanics of Kids on Bikes is slightly different to sort of the normal kind of games that we play. We won't go into them too much, but suffice it to say that I will be essentially attributing each role a stat. There are only 6 stats. Each of them have their own dice, so it goes from a D20 all the way down to a D4. So we miss one, I think, don't we? Anyway, it doesn't matter. And each player, dependent on their character's sort of class, have their dice in different stats. Those stats are brains, brawn, fight and flight, and then grit and
Shit.
Charm.
charm. Thank you, shit. Very, very simple game. I will be allocating a number that they have to hit and the stat that they have to choose. And there are things like adversity tokens. We won't get into those just yet, but suffice it to say, it's very, very simple, he says. Before we get into the story, does anyone have anything to say?
You're going to do great, Tom.
Yeah, you're gonna do great.
You're gonna fuck it up.
Just look at the marked difference of Tom when he's playing and when he's fucking GMing. It is terrifying.
Pull it off the rails real quick.
And I know for a fact that Lydia is going to take out all of her vengeance tonight. So look forward to that.
Also, I think everyone is going to be trying to revert to their childhood accents, which will be
I
interesting.
didn't have this accent as a kid. But
What are we talking about, Lydia?
I fully had this accent as a kid, and I've grown out of it, and I'm struggling to find it again.
Okay, so this particular story begins its life in the sleepy town of Beccles, a coastal town so parochial and twee that it almost comes straight out of an Enid Blyton novel. Rooney, look it up. I should rephrase, sorry. This particular story begins its life specifically directly above the sleepy town of Beccles, a coastal town where everyone knows everyone and front doors remain unlocked without fear. The year is 1999. Living La Vida Loca is top of the charts. Bug's Life has just come out, and the world is currently in a different kind of pandemic, a pandemic of Pokemon cards. So just setting the scene a bit there. Yeah, the year is 1999, and life in this sleepy little town will never be quite the same again. In fact, years from now, I'm sure that the people who live here will know exactly where they were when the man fell from the sky. Poppy,
All right.
We start your story on a Tuesday night. The time is 7:34 p.m. Your evening is exactly the same as it always has been. You are rushing down the road from your home down to the Brownies Hall, as it is Brownies night. As you arrive, Scamp, the dog that looks more like a washing up brush than a dog, at your heels. First of all, actually, describe what you look like.
Explain yourself.
Poppy is wearing. Poppy's a young 11-year-old gal with red hair done in like really messy plaits. She's wearing a disgusting mismatch of like mustard yellow and like baby poo brown culottes with like this mustard jumper with brownies over it, and her little beret, and she's got her brownie sash, and yeah, she's got Scamp running next to her.
Amazing. Brownies, I think Americans have brownies.
No, they're Girl Scouts.
Cool. For anyone who doesn't know, brownies is essentially Girl Scouts.
Yeah.
My favourite thing is, normally we have to do a translation for Lydia's fantasy world, but we're going to have to just do a translation for Britain.
Yeah.
Ironically, there's probably more to translate in Britain. Okay, so yeah, Brownie, this scruffy, rough and tumble individual, barrels into the hall, and before you are all of the brownies sort of gathered in their little groups of friendships. You've got the sort of the preppy ones over in one corner. You've got the toy boys over in the other, and then you got the sort of the I don't really know where they fit in another. And as you walk in, Brown Owl looks over at you and just exasperatedly goes, "Poppy, we have told you time and time again, you can't bring Scamp into the clubhouse.
Why not? He's a brownie too, isn't he?
Darling, you know that Molly over there has severe allergies," and behind her this little girl with sort of like proper bottle top glasses is just looking over at the dog and shaking her inhaler.
That's not Scamp's fault. Maybe she shouldn't come to Brownies then.
You know that's not the way that we think, darling. Anyway, line up everyone, and you all get into your sort of little lines, into your little houses. And Brown Owl's at the front, Fluffy Owl is next to her, as is Fluffy. Snowy Owl is next to her. And Brown Owl sort of begins to speak and says, "All right, ladies, tonight will be your orienteering. So I hope you have all brought your compasses. Tonight we'll be joining 5th Beckles Scouts, as you know, for a little friendly competition. Now, thank you, Poppy. Whoever wins the treasure hunt and secures their plan as fast as they possibly can wins the coveted Special Acorn Cup. Now, as we all know, the Special Acorn has been with 5th Beckles Scouts for 3 years on the trot, so I would really like for it to come back to us. Remember to stay with your buddy, and once you hear the bell, you must come straight back. That means everyone, Poppy." And she sort of gives you a real hard stare. We don't want to have to cancel the Dunwich camping trip next month now, do we?
No, Brown Owl.
Thank you, Poppy. And there is like a number of sort of little kind of, no one really like to go kind of things going around. And definitely from the slightly preppier girls, you get a couple of looks going, "Do not fuck this up for us, okay?" Dunwich is the highlight of our lives. Um,
I
um,
know.
so yeah, the evening starts to continue. You get paired up. You all get paired up to go down to the common. God, it's so warm, isn't it? And I'm so hot. So sorry that we have to do this.
up.
I'm loving it. Who's my partner?
You what?
Who am I paired up with?
So you are partnered with Ellie. Now Ellie she's not one of the sort of preppy kids, but she definitely is. Imagine that girl whose parents are quite well off, and whilst nice, is completely away with the fairies. You know, all the best, always the best trainers, always the best backpack and the best book bag.
Her white school socks are actually properly white.
Yeah. She gets the proper Capri Suns in her lunchbox, not like the sort of knockoff cartons and stuff. Do you know what I mean?
The Lidl version.
But Ellie is actually someone that it's one of those sort of chalk and cheese things where actually ultimately you're so alien to each other almost that you actually can get along because you have no point of reference for this girl. So you're all given your map of the common, and you're given a compass, and you're all marched down the lane, a little country lane down towards the common. Now the common is a patch of land, a patch of common land, essentially. It's quite large, and you live quite close to it, so you're often down here with Scamp, and you feel quite confident about your ability.
I got this.
As you start walking down, Ellie's going, what do you think those berries are? Do you think we could eat them on those bushes over there? Do you think we can eat them?
Can I take a look? Are they blackberries or are they...
Make the first roll of the game. Make a brains check for me, please. I'm going to set the DC at 8. You know your berries.
I know berries.
You know your berries.
Rolled 14.
14, amazing. So with a 14, you look at this berry bush, and this is oh god, I wish I knew more about berries now.
Is it a blackberry bush?
Absolutely not. It's like a hawthorn berry bush, you know, like with, is it a hawthorn with those sort of pointy kind of, oh no, it's not hawthorn, those pointy looking bright red berries that you know for a fact are not.
You don't. Okay.
And as you
Ellie, don't eat them. They're poisonous.
But they look so good.
They look like that so that they don't get eaten.
Well, that makes absolutely no sense. Why would something be red if I can't eat it? I eat strawberries. I eat strawberry Skittles and Starburst.
Do you drink blood?
No. Okay, fine. And she kind of sort of stomps off a little bit ahead. Now, the day is warm. It's bright still at 7. It's the middle of summer. Well, not the middle. It's the penultimate day of school. So, it's a bright and kind of hazy day. You're sort of almost catching those kind of proper yellow kind of that yellow sunlight. Do you know what I mean? The golden hour kind of sun.
Like, and it blinds you if you're driving into it. Can't see
100%. Yeah. 100%. And as you walk down to the cattle gate, great. I mean, what do you do? Do you sort of, are you given the fact that Fifth Beckles is here and this is a competition essentially? Are you going to be sort of dragging Ellie along behind you, or will you be sort of working alongside her to try and kind of?
I think. Oh God. Well, judging from the berries comment, I think Poppy's looks a bit like I'm just gonna do it because you clearly don't know anything about the wild at all. So she's gonna sort of drag her along and
Cool.
not be bossy, but sort of do a bit bossy. Like when she works out what we've got to do, she'll be like, right, find this thing or that kind of stuff.
Cool. So yeah, as the sort of the night progresses, you probably get sort of 20 minutes into it, and you find the first two things on the treasure hunt. There's a clover that you have to find, and you have to find a stick with a leaf on. It's that kind of treasure hunt. It's real kind of
Yeah.
you know, you sort of
Nikki's face is like, I'm sorry, what?
you know, like it's that kind of the kind of list goes sort of a gorse flower.
Okay.
You have to find an oak leaf. You have to find this, that, and the other.
I think there's a lot of that's not an oak leaf, Ellie.
That's poison ivy.
That's poison. That's the same leaf you picked up last time.
And as you sort of continue on, she's kind of getting more and more obstinate and more kind of grumpy about it. And she says, "Well, look, you're doing everything. At least give me the map so I can hold something." And she kind of goes to grab the map from you. I mean, do you let her take it or?
Yeah, Poppy's not really much of a fighter. I don't think.
Cool.
I think she's just surprised. Like, all right, you can hold it. I guess it's fine.
Thank you.
As long as you know where we're going.
Yeah, obviously.
All right, where do we go then?
Where do you think? Just so that I know I'm right.
Right. I just snatch it back.
She's not much of a fighter. Immediately fires.
And then she won't snatch it back. She won't snatch it back. She'll just look over and yeah, can I do that thing of like, I know this will be the furthest away, so let's do that first, and so we get there before everyone else does.
Oh heck yeah, absolutely. So again, what I'd like you to do is a brains roll for me. I'm gonna set the bar at 10 this time. 15, beautiful. Okay, great. So as you look around this map with like it's got, you know, a standard like little red line as to which way you have to go, and you've got the kind of you've got certain little landmarks to look out for. It's not like a full-on ordnance map. It's like it's not an OS or something. It's just like a printout of that someone's drawn, and someone's drawn some of the sort of bits and pieces on it. So for instance, as you walk onto the common, over to your left, there's a piece of land called Boney's Island. Now, every kid knows the stories that, knows one of the stories. There are about 3. One of them is that there's sort of ordnance from the war that hasn't exploded in there, so you can't go up onto the island. One of them is there's a witch up there that that will sort of snatch you if you go too close. Another one is just that there are sort of a rare type of deer up there, and you know, it's one of those kind of fabled places, but it's essentially a mound of earth with a small kind of copse of trees on top, that is really quite thick and difficult to see through, and it's cordoned off, and there's a small moat, a little sort of ditch around it. To your right, there is a large sort of forested area with a play park in the middle, and to your left, there's the smaller kids' play park. You know that the furthest point for you will be going into the woods, and there's a little area called the Dip, which, funnily enough, is a dip. It's a fantastic place to go sledging when it snows. But you but you know that you need to go into that dip, and the furthest away place is where the gorse flowers, where you need to pick the gorse flowers. So you start racing over there.
Yeah. I think she words it to Ellie like she's trying to teach Ellie. She's like a bit of a know-it-all, but she
Yeah.
doesn't realise she's like telling her everything. So she's like, well, if we do this, if we go do that first, we'll get it before anyone else does, and then we'll be on our way. Like we'll win, and we'll finally get the cup, right?
Right. Okay. I mean, I guess so long as we win, and she kind of like in her like pristine dress starts to sort of like do that kind of hoppy skippy jump kind of run that's not quite a run because that's not cool. On your way over, you spot a patch of ground that looks like it to look like a very, very newly formed molehill. And that excites you because you've been looking for them creepy crawlies.
I want to see
Now,
fossils.
whilst I'm not trying to put a molehill or a mountain in your path, what do you do?
Oh, well, Poppy's been obsessed with the recent release of A Bug's Life, so she wants to look for some ants.
Sick. So, I'm going to ask you to roll your third brains of the night. DC is a 14 because
Can't believe she's not rolling charm for the ants.
I rolled 15.
15. Wait,
Yeah.
what did I say? 14.
14, yeah.
You smarmy bee. Okay, sick.
I will not be stopped.
You start digging into the ground, and whilst you don't find ants, what you do find is a grub. It looks about that big, and it's a big old fat bitch. Now, with that 15, with that 15,
I offer it to Ellie.
with that 15, you know that this is a stag beetle grub, and it's actually genuinely very exciting. As you offer it to Ellie, Ellie is gonna roll a grit.
Ellie, look, I found
She just
her.
dies. She just dies.
She looks around and goes,
What's wrong?
fucking runs. She runs over into a whole sort of like warren of gorse bushes. And as she goes to run, and she turns round the corner, you hear a second scream from Ellie.
Oh, I go running towards her. Oh, did you find another grub? Is there another one?
As you round the corner, there is not a grub. What you see is Ellie cornered, essentially, and a man with a gun shoots her point blank in... No.
It's Nikki playing a full-grown man and a predator.
You see 3 boys in forest green uniforms with neckerchiefs surrounding Ellie. You know straight away that these forest green shirts and neckerchiefs signify the 5th Beckel Scouts. Now, 5th Beckel Scouts are a well-known absolute adversary of 2nd Beckel's brownies. And what's worse is the 3 that you see. In front of you, you see Nathan with his kind of weaselly, ferrety face pinched into a sneer. You see Connor, round and bulky and laughing in Ellie's face. And you see James, who is just James. Fucking awful.
The devil.
As you turn the corner, you see Nathan look over at you with your map in his hands and goes, "Looking for this?
Can you give it back, please? That's ours."
Give it back? Do you hear that, Connor? Give it back. Who do you think we are? 2nd Beckel Scouts? And he
you're
tears
bugging.
it. Tears it in two.
That's not fair. That's cheating.
Oh, yeah? What you gonna do about it?
I'll get my sister on you.
Do I look scared to you? Connor, do I look scared to her? I don't look scared, do I? James? James? And James just goes, what? Oh, no. And he goes, I don't think she's very scary, actually. And kind of pushes you in the chest.
My
What
grog.
you... Squelch.
No.
What he's going to do is look at you and goes, I think she's scared. And he's going to push you again. And what I'd like to do is he's going to try and fight you.
Oh my god.
So, fights in this game are
Shows
very, very simple.
Okay.
The fight works out as a contested kind of roll off using each person's or the aggressor, the attacker uses their brawn, and the defender can either use their brawn back or their flight to run away.
All right.
First of all, what I'd like you to do to decide which one you do, can you roll a grit roll of, it's not going to be hard, it's going to be a 5.
Okay.
And it's going to be a 5 because these boys aren't scary.
No.
You're a rough and tumble girl.
Yeah, I can take it. Oh, I rolled a 2. It's James. He's terrifying. He's really terrifying.
James is a full-grown man. Like,
it's like his scout uniform's like a crop top and just like the shortest shorts. He's just like, do I look scared, boys? To his actual children friends.
okay, so in that case, what I'd like you to roll is a flight roll.
Okay.
And this is a contested roll. There's no DC. You just have to beat my brawn.
Okay.
And also, I would like to mention to our lovely viewers, this a failure in this game is not just a failure. You do get something back. You do get a gun. What you get if you fail a roll, you get adversity tokens. Now, these adversity tokens are basically modifiers for any roll. You can either use them up straight away or accrue them over time to get a little sort of glut of adversity tokens that you can use whenever you want on any roll that you possibly want. So you get our first adversity token of the night.
Oh, amazing.
You could say adversity.
Right, let me write that down. Okay, so I'm rolling flight. I'm not
Flight.
very good at running away apparently because my thing stat for it is only a D4. So I'm getting punched. I'm definitely getting punched. I rolled a nat 1, which makes it a 2.
So you're using your adversity token, yeah?
No. I get a +1 from being a child. I think that's what it is.
Great. So you know what? I also rolled a 2. So
Reroll or
no, meets it, beats it. So what happens is he goes to punch you in the face. This punch does hit, it does connect, but as you sort of start to lurch back, it kind of cuffs you as opposed to fully hitting properly. And also Nathan is a Weasley boy, so it didn't really hurt that much. It's more your pride that has taken a beat.
Yeah. My sister
and your
hits harder than that, but come on.
And as he hits, you're so shocked that you fall to the ground onto your bum, and Ellie goes, "I'll get help!" and starts running off. Get mum!
Get mum!
Oh, I feel bad. It's the one game where Get Mum is like a genuine thing you could do and Tom's not playing.
Now, as Nathan starts to walk up towards you with this horrible sneer on his face, you hear a from behind you as Scamp clamps his jaws around Nathan's ankle, and Nathan starts to scream and shake, and Scamp is kind of clamped on for dear life. This little sort of nondescript dog can hold on. And as this happens, the other two go, oh, get away. And Nathan finally gets his leg free and goes, I'm telling everyone, and starts to run away. And as sort of Scamp starts to bark, and then suddenly stop and go completely still. And he turns and looks up at the sky. What do you do? You look up, and as you look up...
How made you look? Talk and talk and made you look.
You see what looks to be, in the sky, a small object start to fall and grow bigger and grow bigger and grow bigger. And as it falls, it gains momentum. And this enormous sort of tubular-looking metallic object comes and...
Can I hide behind a tree?
Huh?
Can I hide, like, as it's falling, I just quickly hide behind a tree?
You don't have time.
Oh,
As it comes down, it goes directly into the middle of Boney's Island, and there's a strange lull of silence, and Scamp starts running directly towards Boney's Island.
Scamp, come back! And I run after Scamp.
It is 7:34 p.m. on a Tuesday night. One of the singular evenings where you aren't training, Joanne. As you leave your sister at the village hall, you walk up the road towards the common yourself. You walk towards your evening volunteering job.
Mate, you take your clothes off and go dancing in the rain. Do 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 do. Upside, inside out, living the vida loca.
The whole
I knew it
song!
was coming. I knew it was coming. Fucking karma. As you walk over towards the common, towards your volunteering job at the kennels on the common, the warm summer air is nice, a bit stagnant, but nice. You can hear the crickets in the hedgerows either side of you. You can hear the cricketers on the green over to your left. Oh, well done. Oh, well done.
Is that golf?
That's what cricket is to me. It's just posh, isn't it? But and you walk towards the kennels. The kennels are this sort of ramshackle amalgamation of like house and sheds and all sorts that everyone knows. When you go off to Malta, you leave your dogs. You leave your dogs with Jim, because Jim knows dogs.
Knows dogs.
Jim
Yeah.
knows dogs.
As you walk up to the kennels, who else would meet you but Jim? He's inside
Jim?
one of... Oh, you're right, Joanne. How you getting on? You getting on?
No, I'm all right. I'm all right. How's the dogs?
Great. Yeah, no, they're good. They're good. How's your mum? How's your mum doing? Is she okay?
You're right, yeah.
Yeah, right. How's your father? How's your father? How's the?
Hey,
Is he doing all right? Is he good business? Good business, is it?
I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
so.
Good business.
Like
Good.
he
Good.
smells like petrol always.
Hey, you gotta listen, listen. You gotta in these times. You gotta. Yeah, yeah. Can you let me out of this cage? I was washing it, and then it kind of locked from the
You
outside.
can't do that. What
Yeah.
you can't reach that. You should probably put like a lock on both sides. Or something.
Right. Yeah, yeah. Because then the dogs would get out.
No, you're right. You're right. I'll do that.
Joanne, you do crack me up. You do crack me up, Joanne. Um, before as as Joanne sort of helps Jim out of his one of his own kennels, would you, Lydia, like to describe Joanne?
Yeah, Joanne, she's 13 and she's like too tall, basically. That's too tall for most folk, let alone 13-year-old girl. She's got like shortish hair, like auburn kind of color. That's what mum says anyway, it's auburn. And she's kind of like stoopy, she's she shot up so quick and all her friends are like still like short, so she's got this about her. She didn't know what to do with it, but it helps with swimming. I've got that reach, and I grow out of my clothes really quickly, so my shorts, like, they bunch. It's bad how they bunch. um and as fine. I'm just sort of like doing my stuff, keeping busy.
Excellent, excellent. Now, as you let Jim, this ramshackle old boy,
He
out
smells
of
like wet dog always.
always, always, always. But he loves those dogs. He loves whichever dogs come in. He loves them.
He cries
loves.
whenever one gets a home.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And as as you let him out, he goes, "All right, I tell you what. Thank you ever so much for that, by the way. If you could go get the dogs out of pen B, and just sort of clean them out, and then go on a walk with them, that would be
Yeah.
great. Yeah, yeah, okay,
All right,
great.
Jim. Yeah.
Brilliant. And hey, don't go too close to Boney's Island. There's the
There's
army.
witches. No,
The,
there's witches.
what are you talking about, Joanne?
No, nothing. I just heard there's witches.
Honestly, brain like air, I tell you, brain like clouds. No, the those army swords have been all over it. There's like ordnance or something. They're digging up another piece of metal. Basically, don't go too close.
There's bombs there. What, from the war? Is there bombs?
Well, yeah, there's more likely to be bombs than there are witches, girl. Go on. And with
I'll fight a witch one day.
he sort of like laughs to himself and potters back into the cage and starts scrubbing that out again as the door sort of starts to as the door starts to close behind him. And you go over to pen B. Now pen B has a big old sort of whiteboard on the top with all of the occupants' names on, and you've got Polo, Nipper, and Howard. Now Polo and Nipper came from the same house. And they are both sort of gangly Dalmatians, and what did I say? Polo, Nipper, and Howard. And Howard is this sort of like chunky bulldog that kind of like wags his whole ass as he sort of comes over, and you take the leads out and you sort of like clip them on, and away you go. I reckon.
Let's go.
Yeah.
What?
Okay, great. So you start to walk across the common. You sort of see over in the distance. You see sort of like the brown shirts of brownies and the green shirts of scouts, sort of like running across the field.
Lame.
And I mean, what do you do? Do you sort of walk them leisurely, or do you go for a little bit of a run, or?
No, I'm gonna get like some. I'm gonna make tracks.
You're gonna make tracks.
Yeah, we're gonna Dalmatian. They need it.
Yeah, absolutely. So the two Dalmatians start to gallop
go.
as soon as you
Let's
start. As soon as you start running, the Dalmatians are galloping sort of just ahead, and you're kind of pulling Howard along at the end, go that kind of thing at the end
I
of the
should have
lead.
brought a ball. That's what I should have done, but I forgot. But
And you sort of start to make your way through the forested area. You make your way past the sort of rope swings that have always been there. They've always been there. No one knows who puts them up, but as soon as one comes down, another one comes up. And you walk, you sort of run through these kind of like birch trees and sort of old gnarled oaks. And this part of the common is kind of a lot more, a lot less kind of regulated, so to speak. Whilst the sort of green part, there's like a small golf course and stuff like that. This part is very much kind of like
it's
gnarled.
better. No, it's better.
gnarled.
Yeah, it's wilder. Mm.
And as you run, you can smell that kind of real lovely mulchy smell of kind of a warm forest, and it's just great. And then as you're sort of nearing the kind of the edge of the forest, all three dogs immediately at exactly the same time stop, and they all look at you and shoot you directly, point blank. No, God,
Dogs with guns. Dogs with guns. Dogs with guns. Dogs with guns. Dogs.
And every single one of them, these two sort of dopey Dalmatians, just stand bolt upright and look up, as does this bulldog kind of goes.
I'm not falling for that. I always look and everyone takes that. No, right.
And all three of them straight away immediately start bolting out of the forest. What I'd like you to do is make a grit check at a difficulty of 12, because these are three big dogs.
I couldn't make that. I've only got an 8 for grit.
So this is another teaching moment for the audience. If you
And for me.
if you crit on a dice, by crit I mean you get the highest possible number on your dice, the dice explodes. So when the dice explodes, you can get the next number. Did you roll that?
No.
Oh,
I got a 1.
Oh no, you're kidding.
I got a 1. Bye, dogs.
If it explodes, you can roll again, and if it explodes again, it can kind of go on indefinitely. It's a really nice mechanic of this game where even if all of the odds are against you, you can still succeed, and I quite like that. You did not succeed in any way, shape, or form, but you do get an adversity token. So mark that down on your sheet for me. As you sort of look at these dogs and go, I'm not falling for that, each of them just starts bolting in exactly the same direction out of the forest. What do you do?
Nipper. I run, and I think probably with a critical failure, I probably run, and then I get like, oh no, I've run in the wrong way, and so then I run in the other way, and I end up just running around in circles.
This game is actually quite forgiving. There is no such thing as a natural one. It's just a sliding scale of shit. So with that one, you have a deficiency of 7. So as the dogs kind of run, your hand gets a little bit like the straps of the leashes kind of.
Oh, so I am with them.
They dig into your hand slightly, and then they let go. So, and as you look down at your hand, there's a bit of a cut going across the palm. It's not very nice, but you can run after them if you so wish. If you are, make a flight check for me. Difficulty, I'll go 12 again, because again, these are.
Well, I've got a roll of 10, so I rolled a 5, so that's also a failure.
Cool. Would you like to add your adversity token to make the outcome?
No, I'm going to save that. I'm going to save that.
So as you start to bolt out of the woods, you trip over a gnarled root that is kind of protruding out of the ground slightly. And whilst you don't fully fall, it sets you back a long way. But as you sort of like scramble out of the forested area, you can see a direct line in front of you, and they are running directly towards Boney's Island. As you
Going
start
towards it. Okay.
as you start sprinting towards them, you look up and see a tiny little speck in the air, and you can see it get bigger and bigger and bigger as this cylindrical metal object slams into the middle of Boney's Island.
I'm gonna fight me a witch.
As you start sprinting towards the Boney's Island, from a different angle, you can see your sister sprinting in exactly the same direction. What would you like to do?
So is she coming like from the same sort of area? Is she coming from the same thicket, but like a little way down?
Yeah, so she's kind of if you came out like looking at Boney's Island this way, she's coming sort of from this direction, a little bit further behind. So you should be kind of coming at it from.
So I start running and I see her, and then a natural instinct to want to win kicks in more than all the other things that's going on around me, and I just pick up the pace naturally, and I just kind of look at her like, "You're a fucking loser. I'm going to get there first and fight a witch."
Okay, Michelle, Poppy, from the corner of her eye, sees your lanky older sister sort of legging it past you as she
It's a real lollopy sprint.
Yeah, much like the Dalmatians. As she starts sprinting, what do you? I mean, do you sort of try and catch up? Do you say anything? What do you
think
do?
the similar thing kicks in. It's like, oh, what's going on? What's going on? What's Joanne doing out there? Wait, she's beating me, and then she's gonna get there first. So I immediately start running. Like, wait up, Joanne, wait.
Sick. Okay, nice. So these two sisters, as the sort of sun is getting lower and lower in the sky, these two sisters bolt towards Boney's Island, and as you bolt towards, you could just see the back legs of the bulldog. The bulldog sort of lolloping into Boney's Island.
Third time that word's been used. What the fuck does lollop mean?
Lollop.
Like a
Lollop.
You can't all just say lollop after I say what does that word mean.
It's
like a jangly run.
It's like a leaning kind of energy to movement.
Yeah.
Like a flopping kind of run.
A floppy run. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So the dogs have run into Boney's Island.
They've let slip the dogs. They've let slip the dogs.
They've let slip the dogs.
I think as I'm running, I turn to Poppy and go, I'm in so much trouble if those dogs fight a witch, because they're in there now. We got to get them out.
All right, well, Scamp ran
Jim
in
will
there.
never forgive me.
Did you see that thing fall from the sky?
Oh yeah, no, I saw that. It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, I reckon it's a witch.
It is a witch. I always said there's witches, alien witches, probably.
An alien witch?
Yes. That's double.
Oh my god.
Now,
why have you got this? What's that on your face? Why are you bleeding?
Oh, don't worry about that. That Nathan, he ripped up my map and he punched me.
Who?
You know that weaselly-faced Nathan who lives down the road.
You got a rubber duck leaf in that? I'll fucking kill him.
All right. I'm gonna stop and find a duck leaf.
Are you inside Boney's Island?
Yeah, we're going in.
Are we going in? But what if there's witches? I can't find a witch.
I'll protect you. You'll be all right.
All right.
No,
as you walk towards Boney's Island, you walk and you see the fence that is up just past the sort of boggy ditch in front of it. Brambles cover the inside of the ditch, and just sort of like hanging from the little bit of barbed wire on the fence is a sign saying "Danger, do not enter."
Yes.
As you sort of like try and jump the ditch, I'd like you both to roll a flight. Flight for or Brawn.
Can I argue Brawn? Yeah, I'd love to.
I think you can argue
Just I
Brawn.
never get to roll d12s.
The DC will be a 6, just because actually it's not like a massive ditch.
12. It exploded. That's the highest number I can get.
Roll again.
Roll again.
You explode.
It's a 2.
So you get a 14. You fucking, not only do you jump the ditch, you kind of like parkour before parkour was cool. You sort of jump the ditch, and with the momentum, you kind of grab onto the bollard, the post, and just kind of like leapfrog over the bit of the gnarled bit of barbed wire that's kind of fallen down with kind of brambles that have like weighed it down. What did you get, Michelle?
I rolled a 3.
You get most of the way over, Scout's Honor, and your right foot just sort of dips into the boggy, brackish water at the bottom of the ditch. It doesn't hurt or anything. You've just got a really damp shoe now.
Oh no, my socks! Mum's gonna be so mad at me.
She's on my side, right?
But she's on that side of Boney's Island, and you can kind of climb over the fence.
Joanne, help me!
As you walk into Boney's Island, you can see that all of the vegetation has kind of grown over, properly kind of gnarled and sort of bristly. There's gorse that has kind of wrapped itself around the tree. There's like brambles on the sides and like down on the ground, and there is a very small sort of like hole in the undergrowth that you think you could just get through.
And go grab a dock leaf and like rub it really hard into her face, and then I'll crawl through.
Cool. As you crawl through, you get the little pangs of pain from nettles that are kind of hitting your arms, but you bite through it. You sort of fight through it, and and as you start to sort of like crawl into this space, you see a small sort of clearing open up. With a shaft of sunlight coming down, almost as if something has broken through the tree line, the canopy. In the middle of this small clearing, there is a sort of mound of earth that seems to have kind of broken apart from the inside. What would you like to do? And sort of around this mound of earth are the dogs. All sitting and looking down into what appears to be a hole.
I think Poppy was a little bit behind, because I think she pulled a bunch of dock leaves and like tucked them into her socks and like up her arms, so she was like protected from the nettles.
Always prepared.
Yeah.
I did not. I am absolutely shredded and my arms are really swollen.
But yeah, then I'll crawl through and join.
Right, get behind me.
All right. What if it's a witch?
We could punch her. I don't know about alien witches because they might be different, but I think you can punch a witch. Howard, bad boy.
No response whatsoever. Not even a twitch of the ear. As
Then witches, they charm dogs.
Scamp.
Absolutely nothing. And as you sort of crawl closer to the center of this kind of what looks to be quite a large crater, you hear the cracking of trees over to your left and a groan of metal, deep and sonorous.
Is that what witches sound like?
And as you go to look around, you feel big hands from behind come and grab you and pick you up and so something starts carrying you back away.
I'm punching.
You're punching. You're punching. As you're sort of dragged through the underbrush and back into the sunlight around you. You look up and see a man in uniform with a helmet on and sort of camouflage uniform on. And you look.
Danger! Stranger danger!
And you look behind you, and you can see almost a full kind of squadron of soldiers behind you, and you can already see they're sort of cordoning off the area with tape, and they're sort of making a defensive line around this area. And as you start to sort of punch the arm and go stranger danger, you hear the voice go, "It's all right, love. You're safe now. You're safe now. You better run along though." He puts you down, and the person who's picked up Poppy puts Poppy down as well.
Are you with?
Can I punch him?
Fifth?
You can absolutely punch him. Roll brawn.
Are you with?
I've not
Fifth
rolled fight.
Beckles?
Roll fight. What do you say?
Are you
Poppy?
with Fifth Beckles? You look like them Fifth Beckles boys. I don't like. I'm gonna kick one in the shin but not very hard. I've just seen Joanne swing a punch, and I'm like, yeah, I'll do what my sister does.
I got 13 for my punch.
Okay, sick. The DC in my head was 12. So you punch him directly in the stomach, in the head,
in the ear, like behind a bit, like that.
You punch him directly in the back of the head, and he goes, "Oh, you little!" And the guy next to him goes, "Oi, stop it! She's only trying to defend herself. Listen, kid, this is a dangerous place. I don't know where the accent's going. This is a dangerous place."
Where are you from?
Not from around here.
It doesn't
You're not from
matter.
here.
It doesn't matter where I'm from. You need to go home now. And behind you, Poppy, you can hear the bell, fairly frantic, from Brown Owl going to say, "Come home, get back here now."
No.
And as you hear that, Scamp sort of runs out and is sat directly next to you, looking up at you inquisitively.
I scoop him up.
Yeah, and you are ushered away from the sort of away from Boney's Island as soldiers are sort of frantically kind of assembling a cordon around this large piece of land.
Have I got Nipper and Howard and?
Yeah, they all come back to you, and you take them. If tell me if I'm wrong, but you.
No, I fucking leave them, the betrayers. No, I take them.
You take them back to Jim and say, I don't think I'm going to do anymore. I need to go home. And you both go home and wonder what the fuck happened. The time is 8:23 p.m. The time is 8:23 p.m. and on the other side of town, nestled right next to the river in an area of town called Puddingmore, sits your small terrace, Simon. We see the terrace from the outside with the front room window brightly lit from the inside, and we move into the house. We are taken down a small sort of entrance hallway, and to the left is the front room door, where Simon is sitting amongst a plethora of plastic and flashing lights and sticks,
Legos,
test tubes, Lego. You've got Transformers. You've got 3 Furbies up on the mantelpiece. Not the only 3 that you own. And sat directly on the sofa, as I said, is Simon. Would you like to describe what Simon looks like?
Imagine if I was 2.5 foot tall. So he's rakishly thin. He's like incredibly pale. Everything he's wearing is like primary colors with like printed like Pokemon or Digimon or like something akin. Like it's got like a film or a game or like a toy or a TV show's like logo just like all over it. And he wears like glasses, and he mishandles them constantly. Whenever they slip down his face, he goes and just like really dirties them up with his whole hand. Oh, that's gonna wind me up.
Well, it's funny you should say about your T-shirt with film references on, because you're sat in front of the TV, and you know what? Actually, I said you were on the sofa. I don't think that's true.
I'm on the floor.
I think you're sat on the floor directly in front of the TV, watching Space Jam for the probably about the 700th time, and this is the 3rd VHS tape that you've had because you've
worn that orange motherfucker through, and it's just me making Pokemon out of Lego, going, "Come on, Aslan, welcome to the gym."
This is absolutely perfect. And as you're sat there, Hot Wheels and Lego and Pokemon cards strewn all around you in true ADHD wonder, your mother walks into the room and she says, "Simon, did you hear something? Like a loud crash or something like that? Or am I going completely mad?" Simon?
Sorry, Mum. I didn't hear like a loud crash apart from like when they dunked the ball in Space Jam. Come on, Aslan. Welcome to the gym.
And you hear like a soft sort of laugh coming from behind you, and she brings over one of the little, the smallest table from the nest of tables, and puts in front of you a plate of turkey dinosaurs and chips and beans, and she sort of sits. And she sort of sits on the sofa and watches a bit of Space Jam with you for a while.
Can I just say,
he's living his best life.
I would do so much for that hour and a half experience.
Yeah.
Of just being in a 90s living room watching Space Jam, playing with Pokemon cards and Lego while eating fucking beans.
By the way, this is all like lived experience. Like I had a friend that was Simon, and I used to go around constantly because he had all the best toys.
Yeah.
So yeah, she sort of sits quietly and watches Space Jam for a while, and once the Looney Tunes beat the Monstars,
the Toon Squad beats the Monstars, yeah.
for the 753rd time, she sort of pauses the credits and goes, "Right, now Simon, let's go. 3 things that made you smile today."
Clive's dad came back from his work trip to Japan, and he bought a comic book that had some Pokemon stuff in it. We couldn't read any of the letters because it was like hieroglyphs, but we saw that there might be a Pokemon movie coming out in next year. Later that day, Mo picked up some dog poo and hit a squirrel straight out of a tree with it, and the squirrel couldn't get up properly because its tail was stuck to its back because of the dog poo.
Oh, Simon.
No.
I did a fart in class, but it didn't make a noise or smell.
Just smiling though.
That's progress, Simon. Okay. Okay, now 2 things that you learnt today.
Water is a good conductor of electricity.
Very good.
Because that's how electric type Pokemon are strong against water type Pokemon. And if you drink too much alcohol as a grown up, you can get grown up sick. Because I saw Miss Jarvis puking in the bins out the back of school.
Okay.
Miss Jarvis, you're a fucking legend.
And 1 new joke.
What do you call a pair of What do you call two underwear thieves?
I don't know. What do you call two underwear
A pair of
thieves?
knickers.
Simon! Awful. That was quite funny, though.
Mum, what are
Yes,
three
Simon.
things that made you smile today?
Oof. Well, we made a breakthrough at the lab. We came up with an ingenious piece of software that will
Snap. Oh, goodness.
Right, you are, Simon. Second, I tell you what. At lunchtime, I went for a little walk, and the crop dusters in the field next to the silos made a lovely rainbow pattern in the sky, and I
Do you
thought that
know
was really.
crop dusting is when you do a fart and you walk past a bunch of people?
Simon, what did I say about farts jokes at the dinner table?
Does it count if I'm sat on the floor?
You know what I mean.
Sorry, Mum.
And number 3, hearing about your day, love. I know it's cheating, Simon. I know it's cheating.
You
but I
always
can't
do
help
that one, Mum. It's not fair.
2 things that I learnt. My first thing that made me happy is definitely something that I learnt. And the second is that if you throw poo at squirrels, they can get stuck to themselves. Never knew that before. And one joke. Now let's see. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
The interrupting cow.
The interrupting cow who?
No! Oh, that gets me so well.
She's told that joke a lot before, hasn't she?
And
You can't use the same joke every time.
and as she's sort of like wiping tears out of her face, she kind of goes, "All right, Simon. All right. So tell me what you're working on today. What Pokemon is it today that you're making out of the Legos?"
I heard a rumor that of a secret Pokemon called Peekaboo, so I'm making him what I think he might look like.
Well, I can't wait to see it when it's finished. Speaking of finished, have you finished your dinner?
I only ate the chips and the beans and the turkey dinosaurs.
Very good, Simon. And she sort of takes your plate and ruffles your hair a bit and takes the plate out to wash. And you sort of watch some reruns of Pokemon, some bits and pieces on the telly for a bit, and it gets to about 9 o'clock, and she says, "All right, Simon, time for bed."
Oh, Mum.
Simon.
I have to.
Yes, of course you have to. Who do you think you're talking to? I'm your mother.
No, I know, but what if they've got like secret cartoons that only go on after bedtime?
If they do, Simon, don't you think you need to be a little bit older before you watch them?
What? What if it's like I heard a rumor that there was an episode of Pokemon that had a gun in, but they wouldn't share it in over here because the government said no, and they don't like guns.
I'll tell you what I'll do, Simon. I'll put a tape in the recorder tonight, and if there are any secret cartoons, we'll find them.
Can I put tape in the recorder because you always do it wrong?
Fine. And she sort of she watches you put the recorder in.
I unwrap a fresh new VHS tape out of the cardboard sleeve.
And she sort of takes you off to bed and makes sure that you clean your teeth properly and get into your pajamas, and she puts you into bed and you fall asleep.
I mean, that's after I pull my Game Boy out from underneath my pillow.
So you play your Game Boy long into the night, by which I mean 11 o'clock. And
Fuck, I wish I could fall asleep at 11. I'm actually just sort of realising I want to be Simon.
Yeah, I think we all
and
want to be
eventually,
Simon.
Eventually, you do fall asleep.
This is a real fantasy.
You wake up, Simon Quinlank. And as you wake up, there's confusion immediately because it's still dark. And you peel your face off the Game Boy that you fell asleep on. And
Just
kind
got
of
like A and B impressed in my cheek.
and you kind of sit up in bed and kind of look around because you are wide awake, and by all rights, you shouldn't be this wide awake from just waking up in the night.
I turn on my Pikachu night lamp, which has it glows from inside of the Pikachu, so like a yellow light bathes the room.
I'm so sure that I had that exact lamp. Anyway, and you kind of sit there for a second and listen to the sort of sounds of crickets outside, and you wait. And after about 20 seconds, you can't hear anything. You go to sort of curl back up, and you hear a boom, boom, boom from outside.
I rush to my telescope.
You get out of bed and rush to your telescope and start wheeling widely, sort of back and forth, and you can't see anything on the road outside your house, but you're sure you heard something. And then again, boom, 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 coming louder and closer. I'd like you to make a grit check for me, please.
As you can imagine, I'm very gritty.
Are you?
No, not at all.
I'm going to say DC 10.
Oh, I
I was
can't
about to throw up some turkey dinosaurs.
3.
Sick. So make sure
Yeah.
you mark off your adversity tokens. Yeah,
I get 2 because I'm easygoing.
But what happens, ironically, you're not easygoing right now, and you immediately run back to your bed and cover yourself up. And you can hear the boom, boom, boom. And it sounds like it's right outside your house now.
I've got a lightsaber under the covers with me.
Also, you have a lightsaber under covers with you.
How much money does his mum have?
And you hear, you hear these what sounds like footsteps coming down the road, but loud, and they sound like they're right outside your house. And then nothing. And then you hear, ha ha ha, hello. And as you sort of peek above your covers, you see one of the Furbies on your windowsill has its eyes open and its mouth open.
Set the whole house on fire!
You hit it, and it kind of goes spinning off the windowsill, and it goes, and you hear the mechanical eyes open again, and you hear, ha ha ha, hello.
I reach for my Hulk hands and I just smash the Furby.
And you hear, well, you're by my friend. You smash and smash and smash, and there's a moment of silence, and from behind you, you hear your Flick from Bug's Life room protector.
I fucking remember that. I didn't have one. I just know someone at the end. I viscerally remember that fucking thing.
Yeah, and you hear, don't be afraid. I'm your friend.
I just gonna fucking swing it with my Hulk hands.
And as you swing at that, you hear other bits and pieces. You hear your Optimus Prime from up on your shelf say, Autobots, roll out. And you hear from the other side of your room a Hugso Bear say, will you be my friend? And there's just this clamor of kind of voices all around your room. And then everything goes silent.
I've got a small soldier situation.
Did you just look it up to see if it was?
Yeah, I wanted to make sure it was within the continuity, Tom.
And you hear absolute silence, and from outside, you hear sounds like a smash of glass, and then you hear a groan, and then you hear the boom, 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 walking down the road.
Can I look out my room?
Out your window?
Yeah.
Absolutely, you can. Make another grit check, but this time it's a 5.
Fucked it. You could have been that
I've
girl from the
exploded.
Poltergeist.
It
Exploded on a D6. 8. It's the Hulk hands.
I mean, you could have been the kid from Poltergeist film, but no, you decided to beat up all your toys.
Outside on the road, you can see where the tarmac has slightly cracked under what looks like quite a lot of weight. But not only can you see that, where your mum's car was is just some broken glass. And that's it. What would you like to do?
I think I need to go and wake up my mum.
Cool. So I'm going to sort of fast forward this.
Get mum. Sorry, do you mean get mum?
Get mum.
I've got to get mum.
Your mum groggily wakes up, and you explain to her what happened.
Mum's a small soldier situation, but also there's big soldiers.
First of all, she does the very kind mum thing of going, "I'm sure it's fine. Go back to bed. It's all your imagination. It was a dream. All of this kind of stuff."
Mum,
and you eventually get her out of bed.
I've shredded my Hulk hands on my flick room protector. This is not nothing.
And she goes into your room and sort of sees the chaos and looks out the window, and you can see her face drop. And the rest of the night is kind of her calling the police and calling, and the police coming, and the night goes on. You eventually get back to sleep, and when you wake up in the morning, you go down to an absolutely wrecked room. You go downstairs to see your mum sort of on the phone, and she goes, "All right, are you sure? All right, well, no, yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, Robert. Thank you. Yeah, I'll see you soon. Okay, yeah, bye." And she puts the phone down and kind of rubs her face a little bit, takes a sip of coffee, and looks over and goes, "Hello, darling. How are you? It's been a rough night, hasn't it?"
Yeah, it was a small soldier situation, but I think I dealt with it mostly.
And I'm very proud of you for doing so. Listen, why don't you... I've got to go in a bit. And you can see that she's sort of still in her sort of night clothes. She's still feeling a little bit kind of frazzled. And she says, "Would you be okay to get yourself some breakfast this morning?"
Yeah, that's fine. It's fine.
Great.
Oh shit, he's gonna eat everything in the house.
Great. Okay. And she kisses you on the forehead and goes upstairs. And you start to sort of make yourself some breakfast. You got
Simon is like an absolute gannet. Like, he's so stick thin, but no amount of food can make him gain any weight.
Yeah. And
He's 5 packets of hobnobs.
He's
No
half a
drink.
loaf of bread in toast.
No drink. It's so dry in his mouth. Just 5 packets of hobnobs.
He has half a loaf of bread and toast, but he toasts it on the one setting and immediately butters it, so it's just soggy like butter bread, and he dips it in his pint of milk that he's poured himself. This is a real thing that I used to do.
Yeah, I know.
Thank you for coming. This has been Kids on Bikes. Okay, great. You just sort of shovel.
I'm the food criminal now. I also, Tom, I also have some of my limited edition blueberry Pokemon cereal.
Oh, 100%, 100%. And in fact, actually, you you switch on the recorded sort of VHS from that night and kind of start to fast forward through all the bits and pieces. It's not a cartoon night, but you do see like a little bit of blood, and you're like, no, carry on fast forwarding.
It's not even drawn. What's the point?
And at about 11, you get that standard. Broadcasting will start again. And it's yet again, it's it's a no find evening. You're right.
No, I just saw
tomato sauce on. I genuinely threw up a little bit.
Tomato sauce on custard, and it was.
Oh.
No.
Oh my god! No. I've got to carry on. Shut up, everyone. I've got to carry on. So, oh my god.
Is the acidity in the tomato sauce?
You're doing this. Oh god, you're doing this, and you're eating your
just looking like an infected wound.
My eyes are genuinely watering.
You're eating your blueberry cereal, and there is a knock at the door.
Oh shit.
I'm gonna pick up my cereal bowl, my Pokemon cereal. No, it's not. It's not a Pokemon cereal bowl. It's a Digimon cereal bowl because fuck the police.
That's just how Simon Quinlank rolls. Yeah. So you go to the door and open it, and in front of you is a man in an immaculate army uniform, with sort of the standard kind of short back and sides, and a hat underneath his arm, and he says, well, hey there, son. Is your mother home?
You hear about small soldier situation? I dealt with it.
Small.
Yeah, the small soldier.
Sorry,
situation.
son. I don't understand what you're talking
the film,
about.
Small Soldiers. The film. It's about like sometimes the toys they come out. It happened. It's fine. I dealt with it. Are you?
Sorry. Is your mother called Sandra Quinlack?
Maybe. Who's asking?
Feisty kid.
Well, you are quite something, aren't you? And you hear your mum sort of go, "Oh, Robert, sorry, I'll be down in a second."
Robert is definitely fucking your mum.
As she sort of runs down the stairs, sort of like putting her hair up, and goes, Simon, this is Robert, someone I work with, and he kind of goes, well, certainly am. Pleasure to meet you, son, Simon. And she sort of kind of looks at him for a second and looks down at you and goes, right, are you okay to get to school today?
Yeah, I'm a big boy.
I know you are, darling. We'll have fun on your final day of term. And kind of looks at you for a second and goes, okay, and kisses you on the forehead and leaves out the front door. And they sort of walk down the path, and he holds the door out to her and sort of says something, and she kind of laughs a little bit and pops her head in, and he kind of gets in the front and looks at you and kind of goes and drives away. So you
I am 100% at least an hour late for school. I am so late for school. I am so late for school. I'm so fucking late for school, Tom. You have no idea how I don't even not think about leaving for school for another 40 minutes. I'm still in my pajamas well after school starts.
To the point where there's a phone call. There's a phone call at your house. Do you pick it up?
Hello?
Hello, is this Mr. Quinlake?
Yeah.
Yes. Well, Hi, my name is Rebecca. I'm the receptionist at your son's school.
Simon's at a dentist appointment. We'll be there in 30 minutes. Bye.
Simon. and you sort of rush into the kitchen, grab your sort of dairily snackable. You grab your panda pop from the fridge, and you grab a couple of frubes and shove them in your bag and run out the door.
And a bag of mini
Rebecca's
cheddars.
gonna remember. She's no idiot. She'll know.
And you start running down the road. You run through town. You absolutely stop off at Sweet Memories for a pound. Is that
Billy Elliot run?
Yeah. You absolutely stop off at Sweet Memories, the sweet shop for a pound of cola cubes.
It's all the foam teeth because I like to put them in and pretend I've got different teeth.
Okay, Simon's a psychopath, and you run. And you run. Oh no! Quick check: is stream buffering badly for anyone else, or is it my Wi-Fi?
It appears to be okay this end.
Okay, good. And you run to school. It is the morning. Joanne and Poppy, of the last day of the term. And you start to get ready for school, as you always do. There were a couple of questions from your parents last night, but they seemed fairly distracted, and sort of you had dinner and went to bed. And Joanne gets into the shower first, as always, and comes out and sort of gets ready. And as Poppy is in the shower, Joanne, your dad comes and speaks to you in the kitchen whilst you're eating your muesli. And he goes, "You're right, love." And your dad has sort of the full-on kind of overalls of the mechanic shop that he owns on, already smelling like oil somehow, and he sort of sits with his bum on the kind of workbench on the kitchen side, leaning back, and goes, "Oh, I love."
I'm just sucking the milk out of the muesli sludge and then putting the sludge that's in the spoon back in the bowl.
Why are you doing this to me? Fuck you all. He goes, "Listen, after school tonight, I was wondering whether you can pick Poppy up from school." Listen, Joanne, me and your mum have something to tell you both, and we'd really appreciate it if you could pick Poppy up. Can you do that for me?
Yeah.
Okay, love. And he kind of he sort of looks down for a second and looks up again and kind of does the and comes over and gives you a big old hug and kind of kisses you on the top of the head and goes, "You know I love you, don't you, kid?"
I don't answer. I still have a spoon of like muesli sludge.
And he sort of squeezes one last time and kind of puts his hands on your shoulders and goes, and kind of goes, "And listen, best not to tell Poppy before the end of school. All right, just pick her up and we'll tell you when you get back. All right."
I shrug out of the hug and I pick up my bowl and I throw it in the sink and storm up to my room and get my rucksack of books ready.
And you kind of hear like a half-hearted kind of, "Look, Joanne, and
already my last day of school and I wasn't looking forward to it already. And now I have to go pick up my sister for some reason."
and you get ready for school.
I steal some of my mom's makeup, so I'm wearing eyeshadow.
Way too much eyeliner as well.
Lash.
What's wrong with your eyes?
You don't know. You don't know about this. That's, you know, it's not for little people. It's only for big people.
What do you mean? I'm not little. I ain't little. I'm big.
You're so little. Don't even talk to me. You're so little.
It's just because you're so tall. You're like Hopper.
I'm like, what? I'm like, what? What do you say? I'm like, what?
Nothing. Don't worry about it. I'm sorry.
I pull her pigtail.
Ow! Ow! I said you like Hopper from Bugs Life.
Shout! You're always going to mum and dad. Pull it again.
It's funny because she does walk slightly like Hopper as well. That hunch.
Mum, Dad, she's pulling my pigtails because she's got weird stuff in her eyes.
Joanne,
I'm not doing anything.
Joanne, will you stop, please? And your mum sort of comes down, and she doesn't really say a lot, and she kind of kisses you both on the cheek and goes, "All right, girls, I'm just off. I will see you tonight. Have a lovely last day of school. All right."
Right, thanks, Mum.
And sort of as she's backing out the door, she goes, "And Poppy, leave Scamp here, please.
But he wants to go to school to learn.
Leave Scamp at home, please.
Yes, Mum.
Thank you, Poppy." And she sort of walks out the door, gets in the car, and drives off to her work.
I let Scamp out with my backpack.
I think it's like a medium-sized dog.
He's just got a massive backpack.
And you sort of start to make your way to school. Now, you aren't at the same school, but it does. You do go sort of like part of the way with your sister Joanne, and then you sort of like peel off. Ordinarily, Poppy, you would then kind of meet Simon on the way, and you walk in together. But as it stands today, he is nowhere to be seen, and you wait for as long as you possibly can, and then leave. Is there anything that you guys sort of chat about on the way, or is it quite?
I think there's quite a lot going through Joanne's head, and they haven't really spoken about last night, have they?
I was like, Poppy's asking a million questions as soon as they're out of like grown-ups earshot. She's like, "What do you think that thing was? Do you reckon that was a witch? Do you think they're with Biff Beckles? What do you think they're doing? Why do you think they grabbed us like that? Do you think it's because we could find a witch?"
Shut up! Right, I'm coming after school. I'm going to pick you up. We're going to go.
Why?
We're going to find out, right? But we can't be seen by the fucking big boys, can we? We got to not be seen by the strong people. But we're going to go find out, yeah.
All right, yeah, we're gonna go on a little like mission together.
Yeah.
All right.
If you can bring that little turd as well if you want.
Who are you on about?
You know that boy. You could fit him in your rucksack. So he's got like
Simon?
a Lego in his ear or something.
He doesn't have Legos in his ear, I don't think, but maybe, I don't know.
Love him.
No, I don't. Shut up.
Anyway, we bring him. He's probably got like useful stuff for this kind of thing, but we're going to go find out, yeah?
Yeah, he's got some Hulk hands that might come in useful if we have to fight.
But we can't go home and get the dog. Yeah, we got to go straight there.
Why can you not get Scamp? I need Scamp.
Well, you go and get him now and you have him all day at school, or we leave him.
All right, give me 2 seconds. And I run back in and I get
And you run back home.
I think Poppy knows that if she
Just leaves the back gate open or something.
Yeah, she leaves the back gate open because she knows he'll come running about the time she leaves school.
Yeah.
So she just does.
Amazing. And as if on cue, Scamp comes sort of like trotting up the road in that proper sort of like middle-sized terrier type dog way that like look at me, I'm the fucking shit.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything bigger than a rabbit, and I'm the fucking dog's boss.
I'm my own bollocks.
I run these streets.
And he sort of comes trotting along, and you separate. Joanne, moving off up to Sir John Lehman, and
What?
Poppy. That's the school, Sir John Lehman High.
Sorry.
And
Get with it.
Get with it.
Not
You're
from
going to be
here,
there next
guys.
year. And Poppy walking up to the free school. Poppy, sort of, you've got your bag full of cartons and like little pots and things in your bag, and you're sort of clanking around. And
She's got a big jar under her arm as well.
Have you still got the grub?
Yeah, I do. It was just in my pocket and I found it.
That died immediately. It is just a fucking bit of goo now.
It's just jelly now.
Yeah.
And you walk to school, and you walk through the gates, and Scamp walks with you, and it's kind of got to that point where there's no kind of, oh my god, there's a dog. It's just like, oh, there's Scamp in the playground.
If a different dog showed up, everyone would lose their shit, but it's just Scamp.
Absolutely.
I imagine they're used to it, and Scamp just like sits with like in the reception most of the day. Like someone in reception takes care of it. Like
with Rebecca, yeah.
And like he's fully with Rebecca. Yeah. He's fully sort of like he's a well-behaved dog. Like he won't come into the school with you, but he will wait in the playground and stuff. Like and yeah, the day sort of starts, and Simon kind of rushes in, just like during the sort of first period, and it's okay because it's that kind of, it's the last day of the term. You've got everyone's bought their favourite board game to come and play. Sort of like there are no formal lessons. It's all just sort of fun and games, and you know, you sort of. The day sort of continues, and just after lunch, there is an assembly, and Mrs. Newsom, once everyone's filed into the assembly hall, Mrs. Newsom, the head teacher, comes out, and she's I mean, you know, I was going to say she's sort of mid-50s, but to be honest, at the age that you're at, anywhere above 30 is kind of
old.
Indistinguishably old.
Yeah, so she's old.
She's what we in the business call in the final bracket.
Yes, and she wears her sort of normal kind of brown skirt suit. She sort of walks up and goes, "All right, ladies and gentlemen, because that's what you are now. You're leaving school and going to the big school. Before we leave, as we've all been planning, we're going to do a little talent show, I suppose. So as you all know, we have our order already, and we will ask each person to come up and do their talents. And you can tell that she's kind of old guard teacher who's like, I really can't be fucked with this shit, but
she'd rather sing a hymn.
The board of directors has asked that we do something nice for you all, so this is what we've come up with.
I think we all know what Simon's going to sing, don't we?
And you have like you know, people come up, and there are people with really poorly sounding recorders, and you know, the ukulele sort of quartet, the octet of ukuleles that are just sort of
sounding backwards.
And you've got the chap who sort of stands up at the front and kind of tells sort of naughty nursery rhymes until he's kind of ushered off the stage by one of the other teachers, and
No.
Thank you. And then it's time for Poppy to get up and show off her talent, and everyone sort of claps. And
Poppy has a massive backpack, and she just like comes on stage with it and like puts it down. And she just starts putting like jars and like Tupperware out, and it's all just like filled with like leaves and sticks and stuff. And she just starts going through and like opening it, and it's like, right, here's some newts I found. These are smooth skin newts, and
Poppy's nervous. She does a Welsh accent.
she does a Welsh accent. I can't not slip into it.
It's canon now.
They went on holiday to Wales once.
Wait. Hey, you got a light, boy.
You got a light bear?
Hey, you got a light bear? That's my
Light.
getting back into it. 7 newts. I found them in the common. I did.
and the front row's all sort of going, "What? No, oh, that's fucking." No, they don't say that. Oh, that's gross.
Just a very small Phil Mitchell.
They
I'll fight him.
I'll eat one. Do you dare me to eat one?
don't I cannot do the Welsh accent. I can't stop.
Go on, light bear.
Here you go, light bear. They eat tadpoles, they do. That's what they do. And here's a grub I found last night. Here's some worms, and she's just kind of making a mess. And if anyone's like holding their hands out, she's like, here's a worm to hold.
And then, like, after about sort of a minute of this, there are newts kind of like schlupping on the floor of the gymnasium. There's like worms all over the front. There's like a spider that's sort of starting to kind of crawl its way over the floor towards Miss Newson, who's kind of going, "No, get it, please," and sort of like pulling on the PE teacher in front of her. Goes, "Please," and he's going, "Nah, please, no," and it kind of results in this kind of chaotic jumble.
It's chaos, but Poppy does go around and like. It's like you think it's chaos, but she does know what's going on. So she'll be like all of the newts are in like a little bowl with like shallow water in it, so they can keep hydrated and stuff, and like not wet. And she'll just like walk over and scoop up the spider and like put it back and like all of that sort of stuff. She's like, she knows what's happening.
Your menagerie is your menagerie.
Yeah.
You know how it works. Incredible. And then Miss Newson gets to the end of the sort of the itinerary and goes, and Simon Quinlake, please, to the stage.
Go on, Simon. Sorry.
And you can see in her face, it's like that. Oh, good God. What are we gonna see here?
He goes up to the microphone and just like taps it. Goes, "My name is Simon Quinlake, and I'm going to burp the entire poke rap."
And you see the whole auditorium before that happens. Like, here we go.
What a fucking hero. We do not deserve this hero.
I've heard him do it.
It's just like indistinguishable, like rhythmic burping.
You know what? I forgot to do this for Poppy, but Poppy, can you make a charm roll of I'm gonna say 5.
Okay.
And Simon, if you could do the same roll with a 5.
I rolled a 10.
So my charm dice a D20. I got a natural 20.
It's so charming. It's so well done.
You roll, motherfucker.
33. 33, Tom.
So
It is.
You know-
it is
you
word
know that-
perfect. The entire poke rap, but burped.
you know that one kid that you remember distinctly from primary school, despite the fact that you're now 32 and working in an office somewhere. But every single time you think back, you go, "Oh yeah, that was that kid who farted and shat himself." It's that, like, people, you can sort of see every single person in the auditorium, teachers included, are like, the teachers start going, "Oh, this is really,"
How is
and
he making
the music
lines
teacher
worse?
sort of sat there tapping her foot, going, I mean, he's in tune and everything. To be fair,
I
he's
want to
like,
be the best.
and like, it is rapturous applause at the end of it. And Simon Quinglake wins the talent show. He wins a £10 Woolworths voucher, and
£10.
£10.
£10 is so much pick and mix, Tom.
What,
Tom, that's
A
so much pick.
10
Do you know how many little cans of Sprite I can buy for that, Tom? You psychopath. Do you know how
A
many tiny, tiny
£10.
cans of Lilt I can buy?
You're
That's
rich,
insane.
You're gonna be rich.
So write that on your character sheet. You got a £10
Oh.
Woolworths voucher, and the day continues, and it's a really, really lovely, lovely sort of send off.
I go up to Poppy at one point and I go, so I've been thinking I might be more of an ants man than a Bugs Life guy. I just think it's a thinking man's film.
It's over.
What's wrong with ants? What's wrong with Bugs Life?
I just think, ants is just, it's got some more like complex narrative points and stuff.
Nah, I think that Wolves voucher's gone to your head. I don't think you know what you're on about.
Oh, also, I saved the world last night from a small soldier situation. How was your evening?
Oh my god, me and Joanne, we found a witch and then we got grabbed by a man.
Yeah, that makes sense because I saw the Iron Giant outside my house after the small soldier situation.
Oh my god, what happened? What? You saw Iron Giant?
The Iron Giant was outside my house after the small soldier situation.
What?
Furby came to life and tried to kill me.
Oh my, Joanne says they do that. She
Yeah.
says they will try and kill you.
It's alright though because I have my my Luke Skywalker lightsaber on me.
Nice,
And then
nice.
my Flick Room Protector and my Optimus Prime came to life and I killed them with my Hulk hands. So I think basically I stopped an invasion of the toys.
Oh, right. Well. Me and Joanne. We're gonna go find out what happened to this like weird metal witch thing.
So
Do you want to come with us?
there's a metal witch.
Yeah. There was. I think it was like metal. Well, she thinks it's an alien witch.
What if it's the Iron Giant? What if we saw the same Iron Giant last night?
Maybe. Oh my god. Do you reckon? Maybe it was. But then all these like men, they like grabbed us and kicked us out.
Sounds like the Iron Giant to me.
Yeah.
Cool.
But I reckon they're those 5th Beckles scouts. You know they're terrible.
What were these army men?
They were just wearing green, which is like a shit colour. Yellow
Sounds like armies.
so much
Could-
better.
It could be the small soldier situation that I saved the world from.
So you think it might not be an issue anymore?
I think. Well, I've definitely saved the world from one thing, but
Right.
there might be 2 apocalypses in one night.
Well, if you could like help us save it again, that might be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I reckon it'll be.
Well, I
fun.
bought my Power Rangers morphing sword gun, so I should be okay.
Oh, I didn't bring anything like that.
He pulls out. It's just like a one of those like light lasers, like pew, pew, but it like unfolds and it's like a sword. I don't know if you remember that from the fucking Power Rangers. I vividly remember that toy.
Oh my god, that's well good. By the way, I got some some Pokemon cards if you want to trade later.
Yeah, I thought all of your like bugs and worms and stuff. It's sort of like real life Pokemon, but gross,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah.
It's just sort of
Yeah.
harder to carry
Oh, yeah.
and like dirtier and smellier.
Well, it's not. They're not dirty. Pokemon would be like dirty in real life. So
I mean, like Muck might be and Grimer.
yeah, exactly.
They're like actual
They're
dirt.
not that
they're
gross.
dirt
It's just mud, isn't it? What's wrong with mud?
Do you reckon you could teach Scamp?
Scam.
You reckon you can teach Scamp how to do like flamethrower or something?
I don't think so. He's not fire type, is he?
He's probably a boring normal type. Wouldn't even worry about it.
What, all right, no need to be mean to Scam. It's not his fault.
Well,
No,
my
it's fine.
mum does experiments, and I think maybe she's trying to make real life Pokemon for me for my birthday.
Oh my god, which one are you gonna get? Do you reckon? Will she make me one? Can I have one too?
Well, I don't know, because like it's a surprise for my birthday, so I don't know. But I think she's going to make real life Pokemon for me,
my God,
or she's going to make me be able to do the Michael Jordan slam dunk. She's going to make me a slam dunk potion.
Oh my god, your mum's well cool. She is.
She does experiments.
She gives you all the cool stuff.
Yeah.
I had to beg my mum to get the Ribena instead of the cheap stuff, just so I can collect the
My mum-
Bugs Life stuff.
My
stamps.
mum's got Vimto.
You got Vimto.
My mum got Vimto.
Oh my god, our parents never give us Vimto. Can I have some? Will you bring me some?
I mean, maybe you can come round one time and you can have
Alright.
turkey dinosaurs and beans and chips and some Vimto.
Yeah, I love that. I would.
We've also got
Toast date.
we've also got chocolate and strawberry Yazoos, but we don't have any banana because I drank them all.
I don't think I've never had one.
What, a Yazoo?
No,
It's like, what if milk was also sweets?
like a milkshake.
Yeah, sort of.
All right.
But I mean, maybe it would be milkshake if you shook it. But it's like chocolate milk.
As you're sort of like walking and talking down the sort of corridor, I'd like you both to make a grit check for me, please.
Oh no.
At 12.
Nathan.
A singular one.
6.
A little one. So both of you mark
He's
down.
very
adversity.
charming, not very gritty.
Both of you write down adversity tokens as you're having this deep chat, and someone barges into both of you straight down the middle. As Simon, you fall down all the way down onto your back as you're looking up towards Nathan Lane. No, Nathan Baker.
Full grown man, Nathan Lane.
Yeah.
It's James who's the full grown.
What are
man.
you doing? And Poppy, you sort of stumble back and sort of hit the wall. He goes, "Oh well, if it isn't Smelly Simon and Poppy the poo head, get out of my way, or there'll be trouble."
The only trouble you have is finding pants that fit. Big butt.
He's walking past and he goes, "What did you say, Smelly Simon?"
I'm going to pull out of, the little side pockets of your backpacks. I'm going to pull out a fake poo. I'm going to throw it at the floor next to him. And I'm going to go, Nathan Baker did a poo! It just fell out of his trouser leg!
Make a charm roll, DC 12.
11. No, do I get a +1?
To charm. Yes.
So you can use an adversity token to.
I get a +1 anyway. Is it meet it to beat it?
It meets it, beats it, but the higher you beat it, the.
I'm going to use all 4 of my adversity tokens to make people think Nathan Baker shat himself and let him trigger out of his leg. I'm going to ruin this kid's whole career.
You scream out.
Career as a dickhead.
That Nathan Baker pooed himself, and everyone around you starts looking over and laughing. Like it starts. This guy is the full-on bully. But as soon as someone starts laughing, everyone starts laughing, and he's sort of looking around, going, "No, I didn't poo myself, I didn't." And he and the more he says it, the more people laugh, and he looks down at you and goes, "Oh yeah, well, I'll just get my cousin on you. He's in the big school."
So
And all of his friends and everyone he knows will know that Smelly Simon needs to be beaten up.
All right, Turd Baker.
and you can see he's doing that thing of like trying not to cry as he sort of storms away, pushing people out of his way.
When he's not looking,
You
I
love
start.
to see it.
When he's not looking, I go.
All right,
Oh.
Simon, are you all right?
Yeah, it's just smelly poo baker.
And as
That's funny. Poppy is not playing along at all.
Poppy is not a fighter at all. She was just kind of like stunned into silence a little bit and just like.
Apparently, she's not a yes-ander either. She's just had to pick up a bit.
and your school day ends with Simon fully on top of the day. Joanne,
I saved the world last night, and
Yeah.
I saved it again this afternoon.
it's been a good summer so far. Joanne, you trudge your way through the first period, second period, third period. You go to break. Fourth period, go to lunch, and in the place of fifth period, there is a end of year assembly where everyone is in attendance in the biggest hall, and the head teacher, Mr. Baker, stands up in front of everyone and says, and goes through sort of like the general spiel of, right, today we are seeing you all leave for the summer. I want you to make sure that you are responsible and make sure that you are showing the best light, showing the Sir John Lehman in the best light possible. I don't want to be coming back from summer and hearing about this person doing that and this person doing this.
I couldn't find anyone to sit next to because all my friends have like coupled off. So I'm like too far forward and on an aisle, and I'm so much taller than everybody else, and all anyone can see is my head.
Absolutely. Everyone, all of your friends have got one of the benches around the room, around the sort of like outside of the room. They all got on the bench and sort of everyone sort of shuffled in and made space for all of their all of their friends. And
I went to every single one, and there wasn't room for me.
And when you went over to your former friends, they sort of went, "Oh, I'm really sorry, Joanne. There's no space on the bench. I'm really sorry."
Right.
And the assembly continues in this kind of quite dry and formal way for a while. And then he says, okay, and now it's over to Mr. Scarsdale to talk about the athletic merits for this year. So give it up for Mr. Scarsdale. And there's like 3 or 4 people going, and there's 3 or 4 people going, yeah. And Joanne's going, yeah. Excellent. And Scarsdale, the PE teacher, sort of gets up to the front of the room and lists off all the merits for all of the people in the year that participated in sporting events. So the rugby team came 3rd in the league, and they all stand up from where they're sitting and get a clap. The cricket team lost every match but 2, which is an improvement, and they get stood up and get an applause, and then it goes through the track and field events, and it goes through netball and rounders, and then it comes to swimming, and Richard Melchior gets to stand up for beating Whirlingham at freestyle And this person gets to stand up, and this person gets to stand up, and finally, Mr. Scarsdale goes, and finally, we come to the person that we all know is coming up, Joanne Day, who has won. Now let's get this right. And he sort of looks down the sheet. 100-meter freestyle, 200-meter freestyle, 150 back, and was also the captain of the relay team who won their trial. So if we'd like to give Joanne Day a round of applause as she stands, and you stand and you sort of
fucking stooped, but like I'm really trying not to smile.
And you look around the room, and everyone's sort of clapping, and the teachers are all going, well done, well done. And you look over at the gaggle of friends that are all of your sort of track and field friends, and they're all sort of like talking to each other at the side of the room, and they don't seem to have noticed that you are getting this award. They're just very busy chatting and talking to the boys who are also on the bench.
Savage.
And you sit back down, and the assembly continues. And at the end of it, Mr. Baker says, "Okay, that concludes the assembly. I'm sure that you will all take everything that I've said with heed. I sincerely hope that you all come back next summer, in the autumn term, with glowing recommendations. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm not a teacher. Otherwise, have a good summer." And everyone sort of starts to get that real jittery energy and starts to file out. And people are kind of, as they file out, they're running down the hall and saying, "Summer, it's summer, it's summer." And you sort of see your friends kind of filing out, and you kind of walk over towards them and get to the end of their little line procession, and make a brains check for me. DC 5.
Okay, I could make it. I could make it. I could make it. I could make it. I do not make it. That is a 2.
Do you have any tokens?
I do. I will use. I have 1. I'll use it.
Okay, cool. So as you start to walk up, you overhear the sort of end of a conversation. Melissa is speaking to Jessica S and saying, "So I'll be seeing you tomorrow at 9. Yeah, tomorrow 9. Yeah. Okay, great. Okay, brilliant. And Lorraine sort of says, "Oh, it's gonna be so much fun! I can't wait."
What's tomorrow?
And Lorraine kind of looks over at you and kind of looks at the others and goes, "Oh, well, we were just going to go down to the beach and with Ryan, the Ryans and Liam and everyone, and we were going to sort of."
Oh, that's really cool, because I'm always like, I do my morning swim down at the beach. I could just hang around and wait, and then I'll be like there already when you turn up.
Oh, yeah. And they're sort of like looking between each other, and Jessica N sort of looks at you and goes, "Oh, yeah, absolutely. You're super welcome. I'm so sorry we have to send anything. It's just, we're all going with the guys, and we didn't think you would want to. So yeah."
A couples thing again?
Oh, no, it's not a couples thing. James is just going to be there, and Josh and Liam and Ryan and C and Ryan are. They're all going to be there, but it's not like a couples thing. Like you can still come.
Okay. All right. Well, maybe I see you there then.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Well, we're all getting the 807 bus. So if you wanna get on that, you can come, and then we're just doing a kind of just a little sleepover afterwards. So if you're if you want to, you can come to that.
Oh, you like planned out like a whole day, didn't you?
Well, yeah, but we just we didn't know whether you were training or whether you'd even want to come. I mean, I know that you don't like Josh, so but
Josh is a prick.
And Lorraine sort of goes, well, you just
He's
don't
only
know.
with you because he wants to finger bang you.
And one of the teachers sort of
my
walking.
Louis' disgusted look when he said that, Lydia, was fucking incredible.
You sort of see Mr. Smith, the geography teacher, who was kind of walking in the same direction, just kind of move off very quickly in another direction. And they go, and and Jessica N kind of goes, look, you can come if you want. We weren't not inviting you. We just hadn't got round to it, okay?
Melissa, if I hadn't just heard it from your mouth, like walking behind you, you weren't even talking to me, I would never have known, would I?
Melissa goes, well, no, I'm sorry, but that's not fair. That's not fair.
Is it not fair? It's the exact truth.
Well, we were gonna tell you.
When after it happened.
I don't understand why you're being such a bitch, Joanne.
Well done for the shot put, PB. You're built like a shot putter.
and she goes, and Jessica N goes, Joanne, I think you should probably go now. And she kind of looks over at Melissa, and you can just see Melissa going with her veiny arms, just going.
Oh God.
As I go away, I just go, you better let him finger bang you, otherwise he's going to leave you before the summer's over. And then I run.
And you run.
I don't even know what finger bang is, but I know it's naughty.
And you run. You know what? That just very, very quickly. I once called, when I was like 14, I once called my mum a knob jockey in a fit of rage without understanding what it meant. You fucking knob jockey.
Thomas! What?
Okay, so you run down towards the Beckles Free School.
I think first, before I beg you, stop it, please. Before I go, I'm going to run into the toilets.
Yeah.
And I lock myself into the toilets, and I just, because my face feels really hot, and I don't want to, because I put eyeshadow on today, and I don't want it to run. So I'm going to put my face on the cold wall and try and think about swimming or something, Leonardo DiCaprio, and until it passes.
Make a grit check for me, DC 5. Oh, hun.
Even Leo, God, help me.
And you
try. Be swimming.
Why didn't he just swim? Why do you have to sink?
I would have got him on the door.
And try as you might, big drops of tears are freely running down your cheeks for a good 15 minutes. And as you sort of leave,
purple eyeshadow.
You can see that there's absolutely no way of hiding this shit, unfortunately. As you sort of walk dejectedly down towards the Beckles Free School, and
I blow my nose into my Miss Selfridge t-shirt. I could have used toilet roll, but I didn't.
And, you walk down and you meet at Sandy Lane, which is, oh no, have I frozen?
No, you're good.
No?
Keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
All right. You're right
Okay,
here.
cool. You sort of meet up at your normal spot down Sandy Lane, down the back of Beccles Free School. Joanne with makeup all down her face, and Poppy and Simon sort of like virtually skipping down the road. They've had such a good day. Real kind of sort of disparity between the two groups. I mean, what would you like to do?
Well, I'd like to punch a witch, is what I want to do.
Just run the. I thought you were going to say punch Simon.
Yeah.
This image of you running full speed and just.
Poppy's gonna come like.
It's fucking
skipping-
clothesline it.
Poppy's gonna come skipping over to Joanne, and is just doing that excited kid thing of like, right, all this stuff happened today. Like, you wouldn't believe it. Simon was so good. He won the talent contest, right? He burped the whole poker rap, and he won the show. And then Nathan came and bullied us some more, but Simon made it look like he shit himself, and now the whole school thinks he pooped himself, because I did not say that word. I would not. Makes it look like he did a poo, and now the whole school's laughing at him. Really great day. What's wrong with your face? Is that your makeup? Why is it doing that?
I went swimming.
You went swimming at school.
Yeah.
All right.
They've got a pond. You know there's a pond round the back. I went swimming.
I thought there were like weird creatures in that pond though. That's why you're not allowed in it.
Yeah, something touched my leg.
I bet it was a like giant squid. Or
It was a
shark.
dead hand. It was a dead hand, I swear.
Oh my god, a dead hand.
Anyway, I stood up in front of the whole school and they all clapped for me because of all my swimming stuff. They said I'm definitely going to the Olympics.
Oh my god, you're going to the
Yeah.
Olympics? Well, Simon saved the world last night.
Yeah, it's a small soldier situation.
Yeah, small soldier situation. So I
Simon's a
said,
fucking liar.
no, he's not. He's not a liar.
No, it was a small soldier situation because the Furby came alive, and then so did Optimus Prime, and then so did my Flick Room Protector.
Yeah, and they
I
would
don't know
come-
what he's talking about. None
It's
of
a
it.
small soldier situation.
Like,
You know what that means?
she hasn't
No.
seen the movie. She don't like it.
What? Small soldiers?
No, she watches that stupid one where the boats.
Don't watch cartoons anymore. I watch
No.
films.
She
It's
thinks
not
she's too good for us.
cartoon. It's got real people in.
It does have real people. I told her. She don't
It's
want
got Archer, Leader of the Gorgonites.
And I watch Buffy.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, he
I've seen the
saved
film
us.
of Buffy, even, you know, the one that came first.
Well, you're not allowed to watch it. Mum said. I will tell her.
Yeah, well, I didn't watch it at home. I watched it around my friend's house, and she's also got other things on DVDs that we're gonna watch. and
DVDs.
some-
Oh my god. Anyway, I reckon Simon can help us when we go fight a witch.
Yeah, we're gonna go fight a witch.
I think it might be an Iron Giant situation.
Yeah, he reckons it's an Iron Giant situation.
I
which-
don't know what you mean by that, but there's definitely witches, probably alien witches, and I think they've come because I've been thinking about it, right? And because there's bombs from the war that's in the
Iron Giant was
ground,
a
I
bomb.
think the alien witches are coming to get the bombs so that they can take over, and we got to stop them.
All right, yeah, we do. We got to stop them no matter what. What if though they're iron witches?
Now, because like in Iron Giant, he doesn't want to be like a weapon. So like, what if like if there's not a bomb buried, it's an Iron Giant buried, and now the government are trying to like get the Iron Giant.
Oh. No,
I know
it's
what you're
definitely
talking about,
No,
but
it's-
like
it's
everybody
definitely witch.
knows there's witches there.
it's definitely witch.
And
Not
it's like
from
we saw that
here.
thing coming from the sky, which is aliens, obviously.
come
and
from the
everyone
sky?
knows-
Yeah, the thing that fell from the sky.
Nothing fell from the
We've
sky.
seen
There was
it.
an Iron Giant outside my house and small soldiers in my room.
No, we saw it. We did, and the dog saw
No,
it.
I was looking through my telescope. Nothing fell from the sky.
It did. I saw it.
We both saw it.
Yeah.
Iron Giant came in and picked up my mum's car and went, and then put it back down like it was a toy car, and then he cracked the road when he was walking away because he's so big, an Iron Giant.
Did you stay up late again playing your Game Boy?
No.
I know. Right. Here's what I think, because the witch definitely charmed the dogs
Right.
to make them do
Scamp's
their.
here, by the way. I called Scamp over.
Scamp's immune to charm, I reckon, but the other dogs got charmed by the witch.
Yeah.
And then I think, like, did you actually see the Iron Giant? Because
Yeah, I saw the Iron Giant and he picked up my mum's car.
He picked it up.
He picked up my mum's car. That's why a man called
What did
Roger
he
had to
do?
come and pick her up for work.
But
That's the only reason.
Right. So does Robert know the witches or the Iron Giant?
I reckon right.
He's from the American government.
No,
Maybe
you
he's
gotta
here to
write
get
this
the Iron
down. Right,
Giant.
hang on a minute.
They're all
hang on.
part of Fifth
Let's-
Beckles, right? And we have to get to the Iron Giant before
What's
they
Fifth
do.
Beckles?
Fifth Beckles, you know they're my rivals, Simon.
Yeah, but I don't know who they are.
Nathan is part of them.
You mean Pooh Baker?
Pooh Baker. Yeah.
But yeah, so
Oh.
Rogbert had to come and give my mum a lift to the place where she does experiments. I think she's going to make me a Pokemon for my birthday.
And me.
And so yeah, she did experiments and for the government, and he was American. And I think maybe that the Americans are here because they know there's an Iron Giant hidden in the hill, and that's why they've come to steal it, because that's what Americans do. They steal Iron Giants. Have you seen the film Iron Giant? Because if not, it's essential reading.
No, I haven't.
You should watch it. It's really good.
I've really doubled down on this Iron Giant theory, and I'm terrified that this is not in the continuity because I did not check this one because I'm so sure.
Oh, I don't know actually. I think Iron Giants. It'll be close.
I'm going to check it.
I'm not really sure, but about any of that, and it all sounds kind of like you just had a dream, and I don't think it works
No,
with
I didn't have a dream.
what
I
happened
broke
with
my
her.
Hulk hands. I broke my
No,
Hulk hands and my
that-
Skywalker lightsaber. I've still got my Yoda lightsaber and my Obi-Wan lightsaber, and I've still got my Darth Vader lightsaber. But I broke my Hulk.
Yeah, well, she broke my Polly Pocket that one time, but it wasn't like Iron Giants, whatever
It
you're
was.
saying.
It could have been. You don't know. It weren't me. It weren't my fault. I told you it weren't my fault.
1999.
Just came out.
Brand new film, Iron Giant. You should watch it.
We went for your birthday, didn't we?
My birthday's coming up. Remember, my mum's gonna make me Pokemon.
Oh yeah, my birthday then.
Yeah.
We went for my birthday.
As you're sort of walking and talking, you sort of head down Grove Road, which is where your house is, Poppy and Joanne, and you have to kind of go.
Right, we got to hide. We got to duck down behind the cars so that Mum and Dad don't drag us in.
Yeah, you have to. You kind of have to go past your house to get to common lanes. So you have to. So what I'd like for you all to do is roll flight checks for me. DC 8.
Fucking hell, Tom. Exploding D10.
Oh, God.
Let's fucking go. You can explode again, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Wait, do you get a adversity dice every time point every time you fail?
Every time you fail, yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to use one because I just got a 4.
Cool.
I'm gonna use one too.
You don't re-roll. You just added one.
Oh, you just add one to it. Then no, I'm not gonna use it again.
Oh, then I won't either because that only gives me 5.
Well,
Okay.
so you can use as many as you like per turn, but
It
I
adds
only
to
had
it. It's
one.
not an additional
Has that
roll.
rolling?
But I think both of you have abilities that you use adversity tokens. I have an
Yeah.
ability that means I get 2 every time I fail, and I don't have an ability that uses them, so I'm kind of a bit flush with them at times. I rolled a 24, Tom. I
you're like
exploded.
the night,
I
which is
exploded
unfortunate
twice.
because you're in the day.
Yeah.
But
just a cloud
Joanne,
of dark sky and
Joanne-
stars moving through.
so Poppy got a 3, and Joanne got a 4.
I got a 4, yeah.
Cool. So as you start walking, Simon does kind of a Naruto run, which actually is really effective. As for the two of you, you kind of look at this and go, that's stupid, I'm not going to do that, and start kind of creeping behind cars. And as you start creeping, your front door opens, and your dad is there, and he goes, run, Joanne, Joanne.
Run, don't go in, it's a trap, run.
Bye, Dad. See you later.
And you start racing down, and as Poppy, as you sort of like, you sort of, Poppy, you look back, and your dad is sort of there, kind of shoulders entirely slumped, and kind of looks after you, and then just closes the door again as you run down the street. And as you run down Common Lane towards the Common,
as I run away, all I'm thinking in my head is, I'm never going home ever. This is it now. This is it.
As you're running away, you're speeding down, and you run across the cattle grid, and Simon, you're very quickly kind of outpaced by both of these girls, both of these sort of outdoorsy, athletic girls, as you're still sort of running in your Naruto pose, and you sort of get to the Common, and you start to kind of crest the hill before Boney's Island, and even before you crest the hill, you can hear the sounds of like soldiers kind of milling about. What would you like to do?
Right.
Can we, like, if we immediately stopped and like laid down, would it be like we could look over the hill and feel like we're not being seen?
Fully Goonies style, hell yes.
Can I pull out some binoculars?
Yes.
Because I'm prepared.
You absolutely have a set of binoculars in your bag, in your school bag.
Yeah.
100%.
I don't have books. No, I do. She does have books as well, but she just has so much shit in that bag.
It's what you've got. Your school bag is not a school bag. It is like an expedition pack. Like it comes like this far above your head. And you for an 11-year-old girl, you have like the fucking biggest rugby player legs ever, because you just got this fucking massive thing around with you all the time.
Yeah.
I've just got wet swimming costumes in my bag, making everything soggy.
Oh, yes.
I just had toys and food. Just toys and food.
And as you sort of like peek over, you can see that there are people kind of on patrol sort of around this area. Weirdly, you kind of see a soldier sort of go over to like start, like he's got like a sort of a handsaw to go and start kind of like hacking away some of the vegetation, and he gets halfway over the ditch and kind of trips and falls into the ditch and kind of tries to get back up and can't get up, and kind of like looks, he's sort of like thigh deep in the ditch, and like looks up and kind of looks back at his unit, and they're all laughing at him, until someone else tries, and as soon as they sort of get halfway across the ditch, exactly the same thing happens.
This is classic comedy.
Oh, is that?
Yeah, this is absolutely classic.
If we're looking for what they're looking for, we want to be where they're not, right? Because if they already had the alien witch, they would have gone, or there'd be like a tent where they were doing experiments on her.
Simon is actually doing this. When Poppy pulled out actual binoculars, Simon started doing this. No, it does help, Joanne. It does help, Joanne.
I'm not doing that.
Joanne,
you're an idiot. I'm not doing that.
Joanne.
I will slap you. I'm not afraid to slap you.
Simon absolutely sort of takes out one of those like
the little viewfinders,
toys.
yeah.
Gives it to Joanne.
I reckon
We gotta be where they're not, right? Because we've got to look where they haven't looked yet.
Well, we
My
need,
house.
Because
we need
right.
we need to get on the island, right? But like, I heard there's like if you go around the like back and like through the woods, and you can like there might be another way in.
Yeah, because these idiots, they don't know about nettles and stuff, but you know all about that stuff. So we
I
can
do.
get in where they can't get in.
Yeah, exactly. I am smarter than them.
Yeah.
Scamp is next to you, Poppy, sort of like in sort of the same kind of commando pose that you're all in on his tummy, and he goes "Ruff," and kind of like looks at you and looks over towards the woods. And he goes, "Ruff."
Shall we go?
Oh, right.
Shall we go?
You think he knows? Because dogs know. They knew last night. We've got to follow him.
Oh yeah.
Right.
I reckon we got to go around.
The dog in Small Soldiers knew, and the dog in the Iron Giant knew too.
It's true.
There's
Dogs
no
are like
dogs
so
in
clever.
Titanic.
There wasn't a dog in Space Jam, but if there was, I reckon it would have known.
Yeah.
I think there was a dog in Space Jam. I think Michael Jordan's kids.
Michael
had a
Jordan
dog.
has a dog, and it
And-
attacks Bugs and Daffy. It does do. But
It knows.
yeah, dogs know.
All right. Well, we got like maybe I know the woods really well because I'm a scout and I'm like a brownie rather, and I'm
Right.
really good at it. I'm better than
You're like a
Finn.
grass type Pokemon.
Yeah, I'm a grass type Pokemon.
All right, but I need to go first. Yeah. Because I'm eldest. So you just tell me where to go.
You don't even know how old
Alright.
I am.
All right.
I know you're in her year. You're the same age as her.
You don't know that.
She does know it though.
Right.
Yeah, I know it. I do know it. And because you're little.
Not that little.
We're all little.
I like
Clara.
stand really near to him and like look down on him and like do the thing of like showing that he just comes up to like my fucking
Maybe there's two
stomach.
Iron Giants then.
As you stand up to show
She's not for turning.
as
Oh,
you
no.
as you stand to show how tall you are, one of the soldiers, Poppy, you see one of the soldiers sort of look up and go, "Excuse me, no, you have to, you can't come here. You have to go
Run,
back."
quick, run!
Run.
Just leave it.
And as you start running, he kind of like looks around and goes, "What'd I say?" and sort of you've got Scamp sort of like scampering like his namesake sort of along in front of you, like looking back and sort of scampering along, and he goes into the woods and kind of sits and looks at Boney's Island and sort of waits there and goes, "Arf." And he kind of like looks up at you, Poppy, and looks up at the sky and up at the sun, sort of like as it's sort of starting its downward trajectory, and he kind of looks back at you and rests on his haunches.
What are you saying? We gotta go now. I'm going Welsh again. I can't help it.
As you say that, he kind
Go
of
now?
runs around in a circle and then sits down and goes on his haunches again. Make a brains
Yeah.
check.
Poppy's smart. I'm not.
Also, Michelle doesn't know
No.
dogs.
I
It'll be a
don't
12.
know dogs.
Michelle does not know
I know
dogs.
cats. I don't know dogs.
She
What's
does not
this
know
mean?
dogs.
14.
14. Okay, you know that he's kind of, this is his like, no, I'm being stubborn, I'm waiting kind of look.
Oh, so he doesn't want to go in.
Do you say that?
Yeah. Do you not want to go in?
And he kind of looks at the sun and looks down at the horizon and looks back at you and kind of hunkers down again.
Oh, he's saying that's got to be nighttime.
Got to be night time. Gotta go at night. All right. Well, what are we
This
doing?
dog can perceive time.
He's so smart. I kept telling you. He is smart. He's smart, he is. Shall we?
He looks up at you, Joanne, kind of cocks his head and goes to lick his crotch.
So smart.
Filthy bugger.
What? Well, shall we? I'm kind of hungry, so shall we go home and get some dinner in?
I got a wham bar. Do you want wham bar?
Wham! I'd love one. Yeah, thanks.
Do you want wham bar? What, you don't like wham bars? Like one side's got like the fizzy bit and one
I
side's
don't like
sweet.
sherbet. One time I ate some and it came out my nose.
There's no sherbet in wham bars. It's chewy, isn't it?
In the middle of a wham bar, the sherbet.
No.
Oh, there is a little bit. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, you're right. All right.
And you hunker down in the woods for a little while.
I've got 3 Dairy Snackables and 2 Panda Pops, a bag of crinkled cut mini cheddars, and a Snickers, a full size Snickers.
A full size Snickers. We've just got a Freddo. Freddo and a wham bar.
That's the size of you.
Yeah.
As the sun goes down,
Right, boy.
you have your little sort of smorgasbord.
I share the Snackables and the Panda Pops.
Thanks.
Very good of you. God, the amount of sugar in those Panda Pops. And as the sun starts to go down, Scamp kind of gets up and gives himself a shake and looks up at you and goes,
You ready?
"Ruff."
You ready, Scamp? Are we gonna go?
And kind of goes down on his front legs and kind of comes up. And as soon as you guys are up, he starts to sort of trot down into the dip.
He knows. He knows. Like, he's so clever, I tell you.
And as he sort of walks down into the dip, he kind of goes to a certain spot and kind of sniffs around a little bit, and then starts digging at a certain spot. And before long, you see a small kind of drainage pipe that looks as though it kind of probably points in the direction of Boney's Island.
Oh look, he found a pipe. I reckon we can crawl through it.
Like
Yeah.
Mario.
It is like
Still get
Mario.
up to when we're not with him, that he knows about this.
He's always with me, so I don't. Maybe.
He's been up to stuff that's shifty. Does it look like I'd fit in this pipe? Is it big? Am I
Yeah,
gonna get stuck?
yeah. You look like it's big enough, I guess. Like it doesn't look too small. It looks like it'll be a squid.
Does it look like one of those concrete pipes that you sometimes get in public playgrounds?
Yes, it looks exactly like that.
'Cause- So you can actually kind of, if you're really, really crouched down, you can actually stay. You don't have to crawl on your belly through it.
Yeah. It looks
All right, let's go.
but it does look dark in there. So
I was gonna say, Poppy's pulled out a torch anyway that she has. It's a one that's a wind up one. It's like a
Perfect.
Of course she has.
I might have a pink glittery pen that when you push the top, it like lights up a little bit, but there's no light comes off it. So that I've just got like
incredible.
it's a bit of tinsel around the top.
So Scamp kind of goes in first, and you can hear his kind of like little toes kind of go down the sort of pipe a little bit.
No, I just don't know why. I don't know why. When you said toes, I imagined a dog's paw with human toes, and it just.
And he sort of you hear him kind of scuffle down, and you start to make your way through this pipe, and it goes on for quite a while, and at points there's like a little bit of build-up of like mud that makes it really quite a squeeze, but you manage to sort of make your way through and into sort of like a kind of concrete room that looks almost as though it's like it has a little trough down the side, the center, and kind of the trough goes down towards the pipe, and it feels like you've kind of been going at a relatively sort of incline, like upwards slope, and there is above you a grate with sort of whilst it's dark outside, there's like a diffused light coming down from this grate. What would you like to do?
What if those men are out there?
But we have a look first. Get on my shoulders,
All right.
like sit on my
Yeah.
shoulders, and I
Right.
like crouch right down so
Help.
she properly.
Hold me.
And then I like.
Hold it. Hold me steady. And I'm gonna take a look through the grate.
So you look through the grate. Make a brains check for me. DC 10.
Oh no, that's a 3.
Okay, so you look up and you see a canopy above you of trees. You sort of try and look a little bit closer, but the fact that you've had this wind-up torch kind of shining ahead of you for such a long time means that your kind of night perception has kind of gone a little bit, and all you can really see is sort of foliage up ahead. But you can't hear any kind of sounds of soldiers. You can't hear it. You can just, it's just very quiet.
I don't hear anything. I don't think there's anything up there. I think we can. Shall I try and open it?
Yeah, let's go. It smells down here.
Is it because you farted, Simon?
No. It's because it's like dirt.
Right. There's nothing wrong with dirt, Simon. And I'm going to try and open the grate.
Come on, I think there's a bit of wham bar on your knee and it's sticking to my face. Come on.
I'm going as quick as I can.
That's not Wambar. And if you can make a strength, brawn check for me. I'm gonna say DC 7.
Oh.
Can
Can one of us help?
How would you like to help?
Can I see if I can find a big stick?
I could help by like.
I mean, ideally someone who isn't me to help because I'm fucking weak as shit.
Yeah, you can
My
kind of
mom
help by sort of crushing her up towards, and I don't mean like that as a shitty thing, but like like giving her the leverage to kind of do it with her body as opposed to just her piddly little arms. Yeah, roll at advantage for me.
Okay, well, I didn't roll great. I rolled a 2 and a 5, but I'm going to use 2 of my adversity points to make it 7, just so I
Perfect.
can just succeed.
So you just succeed, and whilst it's very, very heavy, you manage to kind of loosen it, and it kind of just flips up ever so slightly and onto what sounds like kind of soil. Like it kind of goes with a kind of very muted pat. And you are able to kind of scramble up. You sort of, Joanne, you pass up Scamp, and then you help Simon to get up, and then between Simon and Poppy, you kind of pull.
I got swimmer's shoulders. I'm all right.
Yeah. You pull the sort of lanky form of Joanne up, and around you, you can see that you are pretty much exactly where you were yesterday. You can see the lip of the crater that you saw the other day, just above you, and in the darkness, you can actually see like a slight light kind of emanating from inside this crater. As you sit there, you notice that you can't hear Scamp.
Where is he? Scamp, where'd you go? Oh, where is he? Can I see him?
Brains 9. Brains 7.
I rolled a 6. I'm going to use another point to make it 7.
It sounds like it's coming from the crater.
Poppy.
Right, hang on a minute. We've got to do this. It could be dangerous. If she's going to start slinging spells, you want me first so I can get a punch in.
All right, let's
wait. And look over the edge.
As you sort of take your first step, you hear a clink underneath your foot, and you pull up your foot, and Scamp's collar is Scamp's collar is torn and on the ground in front of you. And as you sort of like look over the edge, you can see Scamp sort of lying down with what looks to be a big metal kind of collar around his neck, and he's lying on his side, sort of still in this large crater.
I go rolling down the crater.
Yeah, me too.
I'm like, I grab the collar and come rolling down.
Cool.
Tom,
Not my dog.
Tom, I know I've killed a lot of NPC in my time, but if you kill the dog, we're gonna chat.
As you come to the bottom of the crater, you lift the form of this dog up into your arms, and he's lulling. And you hear from behind you, and a snapping of trees and vegetation. And as you look up, all you can see is two large, what look like headlamps from the canopy of trees. And you look, and as this figure steps closer towards you, you can see that it's humanoid in form. But in the moonlight that comes through the trees, metal, the body is metal, the carapace is metal. And as the form comes closer, you can see that he's well above 10 foot, well above 15 foot, 20 foot tall. This man made of metal is standing in front of you, and it comes, and you can see in its hand a large, what looks to be a kind of what you've seen in your history lessons as a bomb, with a big old chunk missing from the middle of it, and he's holding it from the sort of tail, and it looks down at you and tilts its head, and you hear a voice say, "Well, this is interesting. Make a brains check for me, all of you."
Come on. Oh my goodness.
Oh, I don't know why I rolled the wrong fucking thing.
It's a 5, DC 5.
I rolled a 6.
Or a 7.
Cool.
2.
So, so Joanne is sat there looking up at this enormous iron man, and terrified. And the two of you, Simon and Poppy, you hear this voice say, "Well, this is certainly interesting." And you look down at the form of Scamp in your hands, and he's awake and looking up at the Iron Giant. And he looks at you, Poppy, and says, "By the way, my name's Bartholomew." And that's where we're going to end the session.
The new collar lets him talk.
He can talk!
But through the fucking big thing.
No, I think
You both heard the voice come from Bartholomew.
it did
from the
come
dog.
from the dog.
Right. Jesus Christ. Twists and turns.
Oh my god, my dog can talk!
My God.
Well
Thanks,
done,
Tom.
guys.
That was incredible,
Thank you so
Tom.
much, Tom. That was so.
And that's just session 1
God, I'm
of
so excited.
4.
So welcome everyone to Kids on Bikes. Motherfucker, you guessed straight away.
You said big noise. I'm a film obsessed kid. Like I was just trying to think of big things in films.
Will our adventurers find out why Bartholomew is talking to them? Will they survive the Iron Giant's wrath? And will Nathan get over the fact that everyone thinks he shit
Omega.
himself?
Omega. Also, I really love that before this, Tom was like, "It's going to be a short stream."
No, you did great.
Find out in session 2 of Kids on Bikes.
Yeah, join us again next week for session 2. Join Nibs and Michelle tomorrow for Dragon Age. Join us all again Sunday for some Div 2, where I definitely do not do the bit about Twitter. I'm definitely not doing that bit again. I'm definitely never doing that bit again. My phone has not stopped. I'm not doing that fucking bit again. The bit is dead.
Also, I believe our game in the PvP lineup at Rep RPG is on Friday at midnight our time. I could
believe
be
so.
wrong with that, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. So come along to that and watch us potentially lose again.
And obviously jump in Discord if you're in Discord. Get excited about campaign 2 and get excited about our week of charity streaming.
Yeah.
It's finally happening, guys.
Yeah.
Tom's gonna eat bugs. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Love. Bye bye.
Bye.